There's nothing to correct her. Listen, Caitlin Clark has long been a problem for women basketball, and what I mean by that is people believe that because they see a white girl that can dribble the ball allegedly, and score, which she can score, in a way that's dominating, that she's the first woman to ever do this. What they're really saying is they've never paid attention to basketball. She, to me, is absolutely cowardly in how she shows up. If you
I
watch her
agree.
on the court, she does not support her teammates. She don't help them up when they fall. When there's a scuffle on the court, she's not there. Also, she's always complaining when she does not get it her way. I am tired of the Tom Brady effect that's been passed on to this woman.
Mm.
Met with some contact. Clark is upset.
I don't know what the case was here. Nobody touched her.
I'm not amazed by her. She's dominant in scoring, absolutely, but she's also a point guard that can't keep the ball out of the other team's hand. And she also shows that she is a selfish point guard in how she does not show up as an ally for Black and other women of color in this sport who have long been doing this for a lot less money and a lot less cameras. So people that just got to the WNBA because they're following a white woman who doesn't have the backbone to stand up for her sisters in the sport, be mad. I don't give a damn.
I love it.
And so here we go again, back with another one. Welcome back to the Dark Times channel. I don't want to go ahead and dive in and talk about an apology that Caitlin Clark made, or better yet, an apology that Caitlin Clark didn't make.
You know, I heard a lot of people in the past talk about Caitlin Clark and say, well, she doesn't even want to acknowledge it because that's not who she is and that's not what she's doing and da-da-da-da-da. But during her closing press conference, just days after the Fever was eliminated by the Connecticut Sun in the playoffs, Clark gave her most direct answer relating to this topic. Nobody in our league should be facing any sort of racism, hurtful, disrespectful, hateful comments and threats. She said those aren't fans, those are trolls.
Let me just say, first off, I don't think it's Caitlin Clark's responsibility to apologize for her fan base. They got a right to do whatever they want to do. And as I said earlier in another video, it's good for the NBA. We may not like these fans. A lot of people may not appreciate these fans, and especially their lack of basketball knowledge may not appreciate that fact. But just the mere fact that they're watching the games, you know, they're right. They do bring money to the game. And so they got a right to be and do whatever they want to do. Them trolling online, talking this and that, it is what it is. They got a right to do that. And as far as the racial stuff, they got a right to do that too. Maybe I've just matured to the level that people calling names online, saying this and that, it doesn't affect me in the least. It doesn't bother me. All it does is prove what I already know.
There's nothing to correct her. Listen, Caitlin Clark has long been a problem for women basketball, and what I mean by that is people believe that because they see a white girl that can dribble the ball allegedly, and score, which she can score, in a way that's dominating, that she's the first woman to ever do this.
And so absolutely, that's exactly what they're saying. And they're saying it without saying it because they don't know what they're watching. They're watching women's basketball for the first time, and they think that Caitlin Clark is the only one that can do what she does.
That's all this is. Caitlin Clark is a phenomenal basketball player, but so is so many others. People were screaming that it was racist that she wasn't on the USA team. She's not the best. She's not one of the top 3 best guards. There's only 13 women that went over there. Listen to this. Caitlin Clark recorded the most turnovers, 174 turnovers in her rookie year. That's the most in the history of the WNBA. And she still got Rookie of the Year. And now what's so disgusting to me is the sponsors. And we see something that we always see in sports. White women will always get more attention and fan and money than Black people, regardless of how great they are. Remember this, at the height of Serena's dominance in tennis, Maria Sharapova was getting more money. She had more endorsements. That's because what white people want to see.
And as a basketball fan, I've tried to watch Caitlin Clark and see what everybody sees in her basketball game when it comes to her being a generational talent or being somebody that the game has never seen. Somebody like a LeBron James, somebody like a Michael Jordan, and all these other individuals that people are trying to compare Caitlin Clark to, I've tried to see it, but I don't see it. There's nothing that Caitlin Clark does on that basketball court that anybody else in the league can't do or isn't already doing. The only difference with Caitlin Clark is Caitlin Clark dominates the ball, and she has the ball in her hands the whole game. 99.9% of the time, she has the ball in her hand. She plays about 38 minutes a game, and there's 40 minutes in a WNBA game. And so she plays the entirety of the game usually, unless it's a blowout or something like that. But other than that, she's playing that whole game. And the Indiana Fever, just like Caitlin Clark ran in Iowa, they run that same offense. It's a 7 seconds or less offense. It's the same offense for the most part that Mike D'Antoni ran with the Phoenix Suns. The same one that he ran with the Houston Rockets, in which Steve Nash and James Harden's stats were inflated. Because the point guard's job is a lot easier. All you got to do is push the pace. Get that ball up the court, pass it to the open man. If somebody's open, they're going to shoot it. You're encouraged to shoot the ball in the offense. If you don't shoot that ball and you're open, you're going to come sit on the bench. And so all that means is a lot of shot attempts going up. And because Caitlin Clark's the one dishing out the ball, that's going to lead to a lot of assists. Now, don't get me wrong, she passes with the best of them. She's probably one of the best passers in the league right now. But as far as her stats, it's inflated. That's the real deal. And like I said, I don't agree with the first part. I don't agree that Caitlin Clark should be responsible for everybody else. She's responsible for herself, and that's it. What everybody else wants to do on their own free time or when they show up to the game or online, that's on them. And the consequences that they have to suffer because of it, perhaps, that's on them. But as far as everything else, why people are interested in Caitlin Clark the way they are, he's pretty much laid out everything that I've always laid out on this particular channel when it comes to Caitlin Clark. We like people and we like athletes for all kinds of reasons. And that's always been the case. But that's my take on it. You guys feel free to chime in the comment section as usual, and I'm going to try to be as active in there as I can. And before you go, make sure you guys hit that like button and that subscribe button for me as well. And as usual, peace and chaos.